Hi, everybody. Welcome to Magic Universe. This is the mid-June 2020 Spiritual Guidance Pick a Card reading. I want to thank you guys for watching, liking, and subscribing. Hello, new subscribers. And thank you for leaving beautiful comments. If you're interested in a private reading or healing, you can go to my website at magicuniverse.co. That's .co. Thank you. So here we have three groups of cards. Group 1, I see you vibrating at purple. Group 2, you're vibrating at poppy red. And group 3, you're vibrating at light blue. So take a moment to see which group you resonate with, what color you feel you're vibrating at right now. And you can click on the timestamp for your group in a description box below. I will see you at your reading. Hi, group 1. If you picked the purple, this is your reading. So Spirit is calling you to come into alignment with your source and then express yourself. Because I'm seeing there's two different energies going on right here. There's one that's the light energy, which is your source, your higher self, your inner being, your spirit. And then there's the energy of the fairy of the divine hand, where it reads intoxication, distorted view, overindulgence. And mainly I'm seeing distorted view in that card. And distorted view meaning like if there's anything that you're unhappy about right now that doesn't feel good to you, it's because either your view of it is distorted or there's people around you that are looking at something. You're not looking at the big picture. You're looking at it from like the human consciousness point of view, because from the source point of view, from the God point of view, the situation is not as it seems. So there's a bigger picture involved. And so Spirit is calling you to look from that bigger perspective, from that source perspective, before you express yourself. So how do you tell the difference of when you're in alignment with source and when you're not? It's when you're focusing on something that you feel the higher vibrations of light, of love, of joy, of happiness, of serenity, which is one of the cards that you got here. And the serenity card says the spirit of serenity brings a calmness to the connectivity of all that is. So are you feeling calm? So the Seven of Pentacles talks about that, like the guy standing there, he's kind of assessing the situation, like what should I do now, and he's posing that question to himself. And Spirit is saying, as you're assessing the situation, ask yourself, am I feeling serenity? Am I feeling calmness? Am I feeling the energy from the light card? If not, if I'm feeling anything that's closer to like anger or revenge or like the lower vibrational energies, then that means you're not in alignment with source. You're in alignment with mass consciousness. You're in alignment with energies that are in your environment that have a distorted view of the bigger picture. The King of Swords has a really powerful energy there about clarity, about once you come into alignment with your source, where you're feeling that calm, that serenity, you'll have a clarity of mind. You see the butterflies around his head? That's a transformation of his thoughts transformed into clarity. Once you're in that stable place of calmness, serenity, and clarity, then you take action, as in the Knight of Wands. Then you ride your horse and go off and do what you want to do. Then you throat chakra, express yourself. And I'm seeing that when you're in alignment with your source, the expression of yourself, the words that come out of your mouth, the things that you think about, talk about, communicate with other people about, your interactions, all of that information will come through from your higher self, through you, the physical human consciousness, and then out into the world. And that's really what you want. The solar plexus chakra card talks about you making that choice to choose to align with source and then express yourself and then take action. You making that choice to align with the source energy versus aligning with other energies that aren't feeling so good. That might lead you to express yourself in ways that are not in alignment with who you really are. So, in the Serenity card, if you'll look in her hand, she has this energy there. And that card is really saying, like, if you come from a place of serenity, come from a place of calmness, the things that you manifest, the things that you create, that you materialize onto the physical realm will be in the energy of serenity and be in the energy of calmness and of light. And that's really what you want. And so just take note of how you're feeling about things and ask yourself whether you're being influenced by other people's energies or whether you're receiving information, receiving the truth through your source, and then take action and then express yourself. So that is your message for mid-June 2020. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi, Group 2. If you pick the Poppy Red, this is your reading. I have to say, your energy feels so happy. And then these cards that came out, oh my goodness, so happy. Good for you. So, what is Spirit calling you to in mid-June 2020? So, the first card that came out is the Seven of Wands. And it looks like there's been something that you've been working on, focusing on, kind of like almost not sure whether it's gonna work out or not. The Seven of Wands traditionally is talking about taking a defensive stance against something, kind of like a stand your ground kind of card, where you have to hold to your belief. You have to believe in yourself against all odds, or not necessarily all odds, but like if there's other dissension or like other opinions different from yours, you kind of have to stand your guard and be like, okay, I have to believe in myself. I have to know that I'm right. And I feel like it's kind of like that. I don't feel like there's a lot of people against you, or yeah, I don't feel like there's a lot of, the world is against you or anything like that. But I kind of feel like because you weren't sure about what you were doing, like not completely, then you kind of felt like you had to be on guard about it. And you kind of had to just kind of like, I have to believe in it myself first, you know? So yeah, I don't feel like there's anybody against you. I just feel like you were at this place where it's like, okay, I wasn't sure. And I just had to drum up that confidence and that belief in myself before anything could really happen. That's the first card. That's what that energy was to begin with. And then look what happens, the Star. Then you started getting into the flow of things. Your wishes are coming true. Here, I kind of feel like with the Star card that the Lamb did it herself or himself. And it's like you did it. You got yourself into a place of balance. You got yourself into a place of connecting with the flow, of connecting with your dream and believing in yourself. And now everything's flowing through water, everything's flowing through land, you know, just like in the picture. Within this card, I'm sensing the Temperance vibe. And Temperance talks about balance also, and talks about like the right timing, and talks about having a really temperate kind of mood, emotion, where you're calm and you're not in chaos. So I'm really getting that kind of vibe in this Star card here. But the most important thing from the Star card is that you're doing it. You're the one who's doing it. Like you have the power, you have the control over your own fate kind of thing, like over what happens. And I feel like this Star card is saying, yes, you're connecting with your source now. You're letting that energy flow through you now, and things are moving, things are going well, which is shown by the next card, the Eight of Wands, which is about energy, about fast moving energy, about action, about things happening. And so it's like there was a time when you were unsure. You had a dream, but you just weren't sure how it was going to work out. And then you came into alignment with the dream and you started believing in yourself and things started flowing for you. And then the Eight of Wands, things started picking up, things are moving along, action is taking place. The universe is moving mountains for you, is putting things into place for you. Because in the Eight of Wands, I'm not seeing that it's specific action that you're taking. I'm seeing the after effects of the alignment of your energy within your mental mind about being confident about what you're doing or believing in your dream. So, in you believing in yourself and having confidence in your dream and believing in your dream, that is aligning yourself to the universe, where the universe is now moving things and making things happen for you. And that's what I'm seeing in the Eight of Wands, that there's other actions taking place for you to move your dream along. And then the Ten of Pentacles, that's like receiving everything. You know, Pentacles is about manifestation from energy into material matter, right? It could talk about wealth, like just, money, right? Or it could just talk about like manifestation, completion, fulfillment. I feel like, in terms of like a timeline, the Seven of Wands happened before. And then now you're coming into the place in mid-June, you're going to be in the Star card energy and on the Eight of Wands energy. And then the Ten of Pentacles is like, I feel like that's going to be a little bit, maybe in a couple of months, maybe around August or so. But it's like a progression of the story, So in mid-June, I feel like you're going to be in within the energy of like Star and Eight of Wands, where you've come into alignment and things are happening for you. And then so the Ten of Pentacles is what you can expect to come. For anybody in group 2 who has a family, this Ten of Pentacles is also about like a happy family. And in this particular picture, you see like a family of foxes, right? And there's a little kid and he's playing with a squirrel. Whoever is in group 2 who has a family makeup that's like that, where you have like kids or a little kid, if you have any worries about your children or your child, don't worry. This card is saying everything is okay. There's a really playful energy between the little fox and the squirrel. And I just feel like the adult fox might have some concerns or something in regards to the child, but the child's energy is very bright and very open and kind of almost like not knowing there's any kind of problem. So maybe within the reality of the little fox, there is no problem, but the adult fox is just concerned because adults tend to be concerned about things. Yeah. So whatever it is that you're concerned about, the child fox looks like he's going to be okay. And yeah, the energy of the Ten of Pentacles is like happy family, fulfillment, completion. Things are good. Okay. And yes, it's reiterated again in the second line with the sun. And again, like in the sun, it's that same message, and especially the message about the child. It's a child riding on a white horse in the sun with sunflowers in a field. Like this is a super happy, like the highest vibration card in the tarot, And because it's major arcana, that means it's like a really stable, long-term kind of energy. I don't usually read major and minor arcana and make that separation like that, but in this specific reading, looking at this specific card, that's what it's telling me. And traditionally, that's how it's read. Like most readers will read the major arcana as a more long-term type of energy. But I just personally, all the cards, they're all equally special. But in this particular reading, yeah, this sun card right here is telling me the happiness, the health, whatever is going on with the child from the Ten of Pentacles, that happiness is extended in the long term. So everything is good. And there's also like a power in the white horse that the child is riding on, where if you're concerned about like any kind of protection or Just anything like that in regards to the child, don't worry about it. He's protected. There's a lot of power in that white horse. I'm trying to see if maybe the white horse is like a spirit animal guide or something like that. It could be, not necessarily, but there is a really powerful energy. It might not actually be an animal guide, it might be like a spirit guide. It might just be an energy that's around. But yeah, so there's no concerns whatsoever. The sun card is great. For everybody else, where it's not about children, the outlook is really, really bright. And I feel like, yes, this is a long term energy and it's going to extend to the rest of the year, like at least through December or through November till December. And that's not to say the goodness will end at December. That's just saying that's how far I'm seeing the energy of this reading extending to. The next card is Rejoice in Celebration. In the traditional tarot, this is also the Three of Cups. And yeah, it's the energy of celebration. I always find it funny that it's the Three of Cups, but if you look, there's three hands holding three cups, but then there's also like one larger cup in the background. So I feel like it's a union, like a three into one type of deal, where it's like there's teamwork involved. The joys of the individual melded together becomes an even greater joy. Kind of like if you're happy in your own space, and then, for example, two other people happy in their own space, coming together, the three of you together, it forms a party, right? And that party energy is bigger than you being happy each individually in your own home. That kind of deal, like there's a commingling of energies between the people, and it creates a bigger energy with the three involved. And that's not necessarily limiting it to three people, but it just means like together it's a bigger energy than individually because of the interactions that occur between individuals when you come together. Okay, and then so the last card, Lullaby. This is your dreams coming true. There's a juxtaposition between the practical and the dreamy in the picture here, where here's a guy playing the cello, and that's, say, let's call that the quote real world, right? And then if you look in the cello, the picture in there is like this dreamy night sky scene where that's like the dream world. And this is like you have the power to tap into that dream world and make that dream a reality. And I see the energy of this reading, this group. It's a done deal. It's no longer like a watery dream that's out there waiting to be fulfilled. It's done. It's here. It exists. Your coming into alignment with yourself, with your source, has materialized the dream so that it has become a real thing in the physical realm. So, congratulations to you. Good job. In the star card, I'm getting the message that there's more to come, more ideas, more creativity. As you're in connection with your source, and I'm seeing that source as that big star right above the lamb's head, that source energy is going to continually flow creativity, flow ideas, flow new projects, new creations to you as you stay connected to that source. I'm getting the sense that you, as the lamb, you won't even feel like that stuff is coming from somewhere else or someone else, because in the true reality, you are source. You and source are one. When you're in alignment with your source, you and source are one. You guys are blended together into one consciousness, and it's all coming from you. And I feel like that's so important, that message, that you understand that you are source, that you are God, that you are the spiritual consciousness. And when you, the human consciousness, come into alignment with your spiritual consciousness, you and spirit are one. And there's so much power in that. And that's what I'm seeing in that star card, and everything's in the flow. And that's why it almost looks like that lamb is taking it so easy that it's no effort, that it's not superpower, Superman, that kind of energy. It's more like it's a given. it feels normal to be one with source. That's what I'm trying to say. It's coming to the place where your energy is consistently in alignment, consistently high, where good things or being in the flow is now your norm, your average. And so these ideas that come through you, it just feels like it's coming from you because it is. It's coming from you and your higher self as one. Okay, I'll just end it right there. Okay, so group two, amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Bye. Hi, group three. If you picked the light blue, this is your reading. So, as I was shuffling the cards, the word that came to my mind was patience. And so the first card that came out was strength. And strength in the traditional tarot, I'll actually pull that card out to show you that one too. It shows a picture of a woman holding open the mouth of a lion, kind of like taming the beast kind of thing. And that also talks about patience, where it's like inner strength to tame any kind of like wildness or wild energy inside you that wants to just go out and do stuff. You have to kind of like show restraint and tame it. And so that takes patience. And so in the strength card from the little witchling, it says inner strength is the power within that pushes action into all areas of life. So instead of pushing any action into life right now, I kind of feel like the spirit is calling you to use that inner strength to be patient. Like whatever thing that you want to rush off and do, or that you're feeling impatient about, like use your inner strength to soothe yourself and be patient. I kind of feel like this particular reading is talking to any pregnant mothers out there, because there's two cards here that show pregnancy and fertility. One is the protective nest, which is obvious. There's like a huge egg under her skirt, and then there's also a nest with little eggs on top of her head. And the other one is the Empress, which is the traditional meaning for Empress is about fertility. And you see the My Melody sitting on this huge strawberry that's kind of like her egg, right? And now that I look at it, Gaia is Mother Nature, right? So there's three cards that talks about motherhood here. And within the strength card itself, you see that sun that's in her belly, womb area. So let me just go through and introduce the last two cards too. The Knight of Swords is talking about rushing to do something, not thinking about consequences, and it's just like a hurried energy. And I feel like that energy is very similar to the energy of the lion, the beast, the wildness inside you that spirit is calling you to tame for right now. And the Two of Wands talks about waiting, about planning. So reading all the cards as a whole, it seems to me the message from spirit is about, if you're pregnant, that during this waiting period, you might feel the urgency or a wildness inside you to be able to either get the baby out or do certain things. Like there's an impatience in you. And spirit is calling you to calm down, to show restraint, to use your inner strength to be patient with yourself while you're incubating this energy inside you. The key to doing that is in the Gaia card, connection to nature. If you can, go out into nature, connect your energy to the energy of nature, to that peacefulness, to that calmness, to that everything is seasonal, cyclical, that the time will come. There's just this energy in nature where nothing is rushing, right? Everything just happens in its own time, and it will happen when it happens, like that kind of flow energy. So I feel like that's what spirit is calling you to do, to connect to that more peaceful, just let things happen, let things flow. Be patient with yourself, be patient with the process. For those of you who your creation is not a baby and it's something else, it's some other kind of project, it's the same message of having patience to let your project or whatever your creation is, let it incubate, let it develop in the phase that it's in right now. And there's no need to hurry. There's no need to rush to get it out or to have it finished or have it be completed, because there's a lot of growth that's going on while it's in the development stages, while it's in the planning stages. In the Two of Wands, I'm seeing that there's this energy of new ideas coming in while you're in the planning stages, in the development stages, that might add new courses of action to bring about whatever you're creating. Where if you rushed to complete whatever it is that you're working on right now, you'll miss out on those ideas that are still coming in the development stage. So you want to have this development stage go to its completion, go through what it needs to go through in order to complete your project or your creation, so that in the end it's like 100% completed versus 80% completed, and then you have to go fix 20% of it. You know what I mean? So in the Strength card, the oracle card with the little witch on it, I keep looking at that sun on her dress or in her belly, and I'm feeling like that energy will grow on its own as it's in its development stage or the planning stages. Abraham Hicks has a quote that says something like, everything that's created is 99.99999% created vibrationally before it manifests into the physical realm, into physical matter. So I feel like this is that 99.99999% that's growing in its energetic form right now. And if you will let that come to its vibrational completion first, that when you let this energy develop to its fullest in its energetic form first, it's going to come out so strong. And your determination and your inner strength is really to be placed on letting it grow inside or energetically first. Let it do its thing. Let it develop. Let nature do its thing. And you stay calm about it. You stay patient about it. All right. So that's your message for mid-June 2020. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.